to deep left field. Cody just did it. Wow. The pride of Grand Canyon University will touch them all. Downtown Phoenix, Arizona, the Diamondbacks are trying to, simply put, keep their foot on the gas, keep the pressure on the San Francisco Giants. A good old-fashioned pennant race here at Chase Field as folks are blazing their way through the turnstiles. It's the Houston Astros going toe-to-toe with the Arizona Diamondbacks. All the action on Fox Sports Arizona. What does it all mean? Understand this. San Francisco takes on the Pittsburgh Pirates. They'll get underway. We'll keep an eye on that when it's Morton against a great story. We've already seen him. Ryan Vogelsong. Hi there, folks, and welcome back to the ballpark. This is Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton. We hope you have a great week planned. And for all you kids, happy back to school day, and we trust that you have a great school year planned. Now, we talked about Vogelsong a moment ago as a great story. How about Ryan Roberts as a great story? Again and again, you can't help but bring it up. And specifically, he's heated up again. In his last week and a half, he's been on base, it feels like, about 3/4 of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Justin Upton, deservedly so, gets a lot of the accolades for the Diamondbacks being in this pennant race. But Ryan Roberts, he is just as big a reason, if you ask me, Darren. He has brought an energy that the Diamondbacks did not possess last year. When he's in the lineup, this team has a little extra grit. He adds a little extra firepower as well. And he can play different positions, but he can hit in different spots in the lineup. I think this guy has been invaluable this year for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
23 times he's been on base in his last 9 games.
Wow.
Daniel Hudson, he circled this game on his calendar because the Houston Astros in many ways embarrassed him in Houston, Texas. Mascots running in front of warm-up pitches. They tagged him for 6 runs in that game. You want to get even when you're Daniel Hudson.
No question about it. As a matter of fact, he had this date circled on his calendar. He wanted a chance to get back at these Houston Astros because they did bang him around earlier this year in Houston. He got a no decision in that game, but he wants him back.
He wants him back. Wandy Rodriguez would like another shot at the Arizona Diamondbacks because the first 7 times Arizona's owned him.
Yeah, and we all hear about just what a good left-handed pitcher Wandy Rodriguez is. Well, he is a terrific left-hander, except against the Arizona Diamondbacks in his career. The Diamondbacks are looking to continue that trend here tonight.
Gracie and I certainly glad to have you with us. This is game 1 of a 4-game. Every series, every game is crucial going forward. We'll take a look at who will toe the rubber for the Arizona Diamondbacks against the Houston Astros as they are in full-bore rebuilding mode. Jody will join us. She will tackle that subject right after this. Casinos. Play slots with your Players Club card at any Gila River casino. You can win $2,000 to $20,000 right away. Right now, get to Jack in the Box and come try the new Jumbo Breakfast Platter. It's only $2.99 plus tax at Jack in the Box at participating restaurants. Southwest Airlines, their new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats with no blackout dates.
We welcome you back to downtown Phoenix. Fans coming into Chase Field on this Monday night. Jody Jackson with you on the field as the D-backs get set for the Houston Astros. It is a 4-game series. We're going to preview the starting pitching now. Ian Kennedy getting it done yesterday against the Dodgers. Daniel Hudson will go tonight against Wandy Rodriguez. Tomorrow it is Jason Marquis looking to bounce back from his Diamondbacks debut, which was a loss in San Francisco. He'll take on Jordan Lyles. And then Josh Colmenter. Kirk Gibson ended the speculation that he would not remain in the starting rotation, but he will get the start on Wednesday. Yes, he struggled in the last 2 outings, both losses to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Despite struggling, though, Kirk Gibson says we look to get him back on track. He had a hiccup in June during interleague play, and he did get back on track, dominating the Brewers and the Rockies. So Colmenter remains in that spot. Stay with us. The Astros and the Diamondbacks. Kelly Johnson, doesn't matter what bat he uses, he can go deep. The home run was big yesterday. Will it be once again? We come back with the first pitch next.
Arizona Diamondbacks hope to mean business against the very successful man on the bench as a coach for the Boston Red Sox with his good friend and college buddy Terry Francona. Brad Mills. It's been a tough go with regard to the roster he has been given, so he builds towards the future. He does so tonight against Daniel Hudson. Starting lineups and, of course, this starting pitcher number brought to you by KFC. He's got 11 wins. He's got a 3.67 ERA. More than anything, more than 150 innings pitched.
Exactly, and he's coming off a fabulous outing. His last outing up in San Francisco, he threw 8 innings, only gave up 1 run, and he got the Diamondbacks, along with Ian Kennedy, right back in this thing against the Giants.
He fires a fastball for strike 1. We are underway. Jody, Gracie, and I, glad to have you with us for the ball game. Youngsters and oldsters and everyone in between. Let's play baseball as the 0-1 has quickly jumped to 0-2. We'll introduce you to a lot of these new big leaguers. J.B. Shuck has all of 6 hits, or 6 at-bats, I should say, in the big leagues. He's got a couple of hits. Hit .303 in his minor league career out of Ohio State University. And if anything, I mean, you can look at the record, and if you're an Astros fan, be incredibly disappointed. You can be frustrated that key players have been traded away, but It's the land of opportunity right now for young Houston players.
And that's what makes the Houston Astros dangerous. They're a bunch of guys that are looking to make a name for themselves in the major leagues. These guys are hungry. These guys are wanting to show Brad Mills and the powers that be for the Houston Astros, hey, I want to be here next year too.
And we've seen it. Look, I mean, folks, we've seen it in Arizona the last couple of years with the losses the Diamondbacks experienced. Shoes on the other foot now, the 0-2. Changeup had Shuck way out front, hustling up the line, but the play is made over there. Johnson to Goldschmidt. We'll introduce you to a lot of these Houston Astros. Here's their starting lineup. There are the 5 rookies in the lineup. Jose Altuve, a scrapper, we'll explain. J.D. Martinez, Jimmy Paredes came over from the Yankees last year in the Berkman deal. Carlos Corcoran is the catcher. Those are the rookies in the lineup for the Houston Astros. A very, very young team. 11 rookies on the current 25-man roster. Spark plug, they talk about this young man standing all of 5 feet 7 inches tall. Jose Altuve, the pride of Maracay in Venezuela. He's only 21 years old. Astros just went all in with the kids.
Why not?
Change of pace.
Good pitch there from Hudson to even the count. 5'7". See, you don't have to be a big hulking giant to get to the major leagues, kids. You can be 5'7" or even smaller than that and get here.
Line drive. He's on the move. Picking him up and putting him down, doing so very quickly. Altuve with the double, his 4th in the big leagues. This after hitting .389 in Single-A and Double-A this year.
So come on up and pick on the big leaguers, and that's what he does. He picks out a fastball, tailing inside, and he just cuts it right off, bang, right down the left field line. The Houston Astros making a little noise in their half of the first. You might not have heard of them, but these are major leaguers, folks. There is no higher level than this.
Jason Bourgeois in there in center field again. Moved away some of the key names you were used to, like Michael Bourne. Bourne is now a member of the Atlanta Braves. Bourgeois gets the opportunity. First pitch jammed and popped up and into the seats it goes. Fan makes a nice play.
That's why you bring your glove, folks.
No one won the count. And the one thing you can say, whether it's minor league numbers or major league numbers, there are a lot of 300 batting averages in this Astros lineup. Again, it hasn't certainly at all equal victories. The club is 37 and 77. And the last time a Houston club talked about their record being 40 below or more, they were named the Colt 45s. So this is new territory, and again, rebuilding starting at ground zero. 1-1 the count. Runner in scoring position. In with a changeup. Cheating opens up early. 1-2 the count. You looked at this young man last year, didn't get quite the opportunity. But last year he played in 69 games. He's played in 59 already this year. What, 20 more hits this season? He's got 22 stolen bases when he reaches.
Got a bunch of guys that can really run on this Astro club. Just missed the inside corner with a fastball.
Now, you and I both were talking with Henry Blanco, and with the smile, the veteran, savvy catcher said, well, I guess we just got to keep him off base then.
That's exactly right.
He's already on second. I would imagine he's not headed to third. The 24-year-old right-hander runs that one in, a changeup, bobble. Everybody's safe. Cody Ransom is out there at short. And more speed on the base paths. Now you do fear the stolen base attempt from first.
Well, the great John Wooden said, be quick but don't hurry, and watch the speed in front of Cody Rasmus. He gets in a hurry to get the ball to third base, takes his eye off of it, and that'll go as a big league error right there. The extra outs will kill you.
This gentleman's name is J.D. Martinez. He has got 28 at-bats in the major leagues. He's got 7 hits, 2 of them home runs. Change-up right down the middle to the left fielder for the Houston Astros. 20th round pick of Houston in 2009, so he's here pretty quickly. 23 years old out of Miami. Drafted out of a college in Fort Lauderdale, Nova Southeastern University. A little bit more biographical, folks, just because these are new kids to us as well. 1-1 the count. I know one thing, Gracie, that the man at the helm down there, they're in good hands. Brad Mills, a great baseball pedigree guy.
Very much so. I came up through the Cubs system with Brad Mills, one of my favorite people in the game. You only want good things for him.
He's maintained optimism. This is now a working environment, a development environment. And the more veteran player like yourself, I'm sure when you were older in the big leagues would say, well, develop players on your own time. This is the big leagues. Brad Mills has realized this is his now responsibility to develop players in the big leagues.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in develop players on your own time. I'm here to win ball games. That's not the case now. They're going to try to win ball games, but they're going to have to see what they've got. But a lot of guys with a lot of success in the minor leagues have been rushed here.
That goes against the traditional Houston Astros movement. They really have been patient in the past. Outside, 2-0 the count to Martinez. Gracie talked about his last outing, talking about Hudson in San Francisco. He felt like he needed it. He went 8 innings, gave up 1 run, struck out 5, beat up on the Giants all around. 6-1 was the final score. In his previous 2 starts against Colorado and at San Diego, he gave up 9 runs in 12 1/3 combined. Change and a dandy. 2-2 the count on a changeup.
That one just dove right down to the back foot of Martinez. He just knows the fastball's coming. Well, Hudson's changeup looks pretty good so far.
Martinez was called up from Double-A Corpus Christi on July 30th. He was hitting .338 down there. It's a high batting average for a big guy. Runner on the move. It's driven to right field. Upton going back to the track, to the wall. A 3-run homer for J.D. Martinez, his 3rd in 29 at-bats in the major leagues. The Houston Astros lead the Diamondbacks 3-0.
Well, if the Diamondbacks thought these Houston Astros were going to come in here and lay down, I think they just found out but quick. Fastball right down the middle. I'm sorry, a changeup right down the middle. And boy, Martinez waits back nicely and just drives it over the head of Justin Upton and out of here. And you can hear a pin drop right now in Chase Field.
Into the dirt it goes. 1-0 the count. And so the Houston Astros continue their assault on Daniel Hudson. They handed 6 runs to his resume in 6 innings back on May the 27th. Into the dirt, 2-0.
Yeah, you can see Daniel's kind of lost his composure out there for a little bit, and he can get mad on the mound. And now it's time for Henry Blanco and anybody else to just go ahead, calm him down a little bit and say, hey, we got 27 outs to deal with this 3-run lead, but it needs to remain a 3-run lead.
For Hudson, that's just the 9th home run he has allowed this year. That's a very low total. Outside, 3-0 the count to Down. Matt Downs hitting .230 in 72 major league games. Doesn't perform quite as well when he starts. Is coming off the bench. Bounced out to third. Bobbling, recovering, and throwing in time, Ryan Roberts. 2 outs in the inning. Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks defensively. Cowgill, Young, Upton, Roberts, Ransom, Johnson, Goldschmidt. Henry Blanco catches Daniel Hudson. And with a miscue by Cody Ransom in this inning, you hope you get the next guy because this inning could be and should be over. Change-up, aggressive swing. 0-1 the count to Jimmy Paredes. 22 years old, out of San Cristobal in the Dominican Republic. Hot shot, knocked down by Goldschmidt, who recovers to the bag, safe. A laser beam line drive. Goldschmidt nearly caught it on the fly, then just couldn't get to the bag in time.
Well, that's because Daniel Hudson was not getting to the bag as well. Daniel Hudson got caught spectating on the mound. What a great play by Goldschmidt. And he did not beat Paredes to the mound. It looks like he came up a little short with his dive. Watch him right here. He's going to come, put the ball in his glove. Well, okay. You can see Daniel Hudson got caught napping on the mound there, and it ends up costing him a base runner and a few extra pitches. But a great play by Goldschmidt.
And just as you said,
he just came up a little short on his dive. Good call out there by C.B. Buckner.
I think you're right, though. The thousands of times you played out there at first, he was initially thinking, I got the ball, I got to find a pitcher.
No pitcher to be
found. He didn't have a pitcher.
That's exactly right.
So then kind of an awkward scamper to that bag. Just, I think for Goldschmidt, just trying to maintain any sort of balance and composure after knocking down that screamer, which we don't want to overlook there. That ball was a lightning bolt.
Yeah, it could have easily been a triple.
To the backstop it goes. Fastball, 1-1 the count. Now, Clint Barmas, he's just an old man compared to everyone else out there. And he's really not that old, and he hasn't played a ton in the major leagues. But he's been hitting more of late. Since late June, Barmas hitting over 300. Over the outside, 1-2 the count. The starting lineup today for Houston has a combined 186 starts in the major leagues. Barmas has 80 of those.
Wow. Just goes to show you. There's El Caballo.
Bouncing ball to the hole, into right field. Barmas with a base hit. Johnson had headed over to the bag at second. That opened up a hole, and Barmas shot it right through. The Astros just having a good time here at Chase Field.
Well, when you send runners, it opens up holes. And he wasn't even running. And Kelly Johnson still bit on the decoy. You can see that's frustrating for Daniel Hudson. It was just a decoy, and Kelly Johnson fell for the decoy, went to cover second base, and next thing you know, the hole was open just on a decoy right there. These young guys, they're doing some veteran moves out there.
Meantime, there are about 43,000 fans cheering for those Houston Astros at AT&T Park. Loving what they're bringing to the table. Diamondback fans are Pirates fans. Pittsburgh visits San Francisco. They'll get underway in about 20 minutes or so. Carlos Corcoran, longtime Brewer catcher.
Yeah!
He drives that one to right field. Upton goes back. He drops it. One run is in. Another run come on down. 5-0 Houston Astros.
Upton reaches up. Looks like he's right there to make the play. Can't make the play, unfortunately, for the Diamondbacks. These Houston Astros have just come out tattooing the baseball off of Daniel Hudson, and the Diamondback defense is very sluggish. The boys came out flat tonight. Very flat.
One 1-0 the count to Wandy Rodriguez. Wandy hitting in the first inning. When he bats from the left side, this is an interesting number or an interesting look. When he bats left-handed, he's hitting. He's a switch hitter. When they need him to bunt, he'll flip around and bat right-handed as he fouls that one off. Houston 5, Arizona nothing. $19 runs in the first inning this year now by Hudson. That was an issue early on in the season. It wasn't for a while. It disappeared. Slapped into left field. It's a base hit. Wandy Rodriguez. Another hit for the Houston Astros. Runners are on first and third. 6 hits here in this inning. Brad Mills' club, they're ready to go.
I think the Diamondbacks are still in bed, and this is a night game. Daniel Hudson getting hit very hard here. Now remember, there was an error earlier in this inning. This inning should have been gone a long time ago.
Boy, how about having to pick up the phone and make that phone call?
Boy, with Daniel Hudson, one of your studs, out there on the mound. Now J.B. Shuck is going to hit for the second time in the inning. He started this ball game with just a routine grounder to the second baseman. It looked like Daniel Hudson was going to just cruise right into the next inning. Not.
Shuck with a high fly ball center field. Young going back, still going back. He runs it down. The Houston Astros have stunned Kirk Gibson and the Arizona Diamondbacks, and there's no other way to put it. Now, how will Arizona answer back against Wandy Rodriguez with a 3.69 ERA? Southwest Airlines starting lineup has Ryan Roberts, Kelly Johnson, Justin Upton. It's Young, Goldschmidt, and Cowgill. Cody Ransom back in there after a big homer yesterday. The veteran Henry Blanco. Daniel Hudson can handle the bat right now, just having a tough time on the mound. The green numbers presented for Wandy Rodriguez. He's 32 years old. This in his career is start number 188. And this year, a 3.69 ERA. It's been a successful year. That's why they're still theorizing he is making his final Astros starts.
Quite possibly, and he's a guy that a lot of people want. Good left-handers don't grow on trees, and this is a good left-hand. Now it's time for the Diamondbacks, who gave the Astros a few extra outs in that inning. Yeah, you had an error on Ransom, but also Daniel Hudson was not covering first base on a ball that Paul Goldschmidt knocked down, and all he needed to do was cover first base, and 3 of those runs don't score. So unfortunately, Daniel Hudson got a few things to lament about tonight's first inning.
But to listen to your discussion of the Dodgers series and to arrive back to call yesterday's game and to read about games 1 and 2, so far this is 4 very important games for Arizona that they have shown up really ready to go in one of them.
And they had to come from behind in that one.
And that's why Kirk Gibson had an edge yesterday. That's not too much to ask. Certainly, I just think as a fan of this team. 1-0 the count. That pitch grabs the inside corner. 1-1 to Ryan Roberts. Well, he has been hot. He has been the on-base machine. Robert said inevitably Wandy Rodriguez will throw me a fastball in. He just got one. It's 1-1. He threw him another one. This one he was ready for. He planned on going to work today and getting fastballs in. Funny thing when you're prepared, he got 2 in his first 3 pitches, exactly what he was looking for.
And he got a base hit. And Wandy Rodriguez will remind you of a Randy Wolf for the Milwaukee Brewers, Darren, or maybe a Ted Lilly.
Sure.
Of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Not a very big guy, but still throws close to 90, 91 miles an hour. A big curveball, and loves to bully right-handers inside with fastballs.
Into the dirt. Corcoran has to hurry after that one. It's a young team, these Houston Astros. That's why a little bit of momentum's good for them. You get a little bit excited. You get feeling good about yourself. Any angst you might have had playing a team that's in a pennant race, that goes away with an inning like this. Feel good. You cheer. You get excited.
Yeah, man, you're up and slapping fives before the other team even hits. Ball 2.
2-0 the count to Kelly Johnson. Johnson with a homer yesterday. 2 for 10 in the Dodgers series with that home run. He walked as well. It was a 2-run homer. Beaten with the fastball there at 90 miles an hour. Clint Barnes. It's up to that Chase Field roof, and Kelly Johnson is erased defensively for the Astros. Brought to you by David Robleski and Associates, Martinez, Bourgeois, Shuck, Paredes, Barmes, Altuve, and Downs. Carlos Corcoran catches Wandy Rodriguez. So now Justin Upton. 22 home runs, 68 RBIs. Upton 2 of 13 in the recent Dodgers series with a double and a triple.
There's that fastball in. I'm sorry, Darren.
No, that's okay.
You can see Wandy wanted it. Jerry Meals wasn't in the giving mood. And in this situation, you're down 5. 1 out in the first inning. Be patient if you're the Diamondbacks. Just be patient. You don't have to get them all in 1 inning. Try to get a run here, a couple runs there. Still play the game fundamentally sound. Move runners up.
And you'd hope once you shake yourself and you go to execute Don Baylor's plan, you're a little bit more alert, if you will, that you confidently remind yourself you're the better team.
Absolutely.
Changeup, by the way, chased out of the zone. 2-1 the count. That man's looking for teaching moments anytime he can find them. Brad Mills. Popped up. Changeup up the end of the bat. And the diminutive second baseman Altuve, who doubled when he hit, puts that one away. So now Chris Young. Mr. Young is reaching the, and I would imagine setting his own personal standards, the "it is time, I'd like to get going" stage of the last few weeks. Talk about Stephen Drew. Kirk Gibson was saying yesterday, we are feeling the effects finally of not having Stephen Drew. The finally is because Justin Upton has become human. He put the whole team on his back after the All-Star break.
And brought him right towards first place. But somebody else is going to have to step up too, and it's been Ryan Roberts.
And we know what Chris Young has done throughout the season. He is about 8 behind Matt Kemp amongst center fielders in the National League in extra base hits. Kemp leads everything among center fielders. So Young, he can do it. He doesn't have any, though, in his last 36 at bats. He's 4 of his last 36.
Good curveball there to even the count.
Well, I think we know Young well enough to know that his number is about to come up. 1-1 the count. Didn't mean to, and a good effort, but that one drops in. Downs gave it a run. Matt Downs almost took out Eric Young on his way to get that baseball. The old football player EY was at Rutgers.
Can you believe that guy was a wide receiver?
I can't believe that.
Yeah. Doesn't really have that wide receiver body, does he?
No, not as tall. I can see him as a running back.
Yeah, he's got the speed.
Lightning speed. Well, not anymore, but back then. Breaking ball is outside. 2-2 the count. Oh, yeah, he had the speed that time to get out of the way.
Still moving pretty well.
2-2 the count. 5-0 the Astros lead it. Breaking ball, bouncing ball up the line, and it's foul.
Just stick around. You might get a mistake.
Paul Goldschmidt waits on deck. Two and two the count. We want to say hello again to all the Giants fans that are watching for the next 10 minutes or so. Glad to have you on board. Outside.
That was clearly outside. Wandy wants it.
But dramatically wanted that one.
That was a good 4 or 5 inches off the plate outside.
It's not a.
Yeah, I mean, he wants it badly. What do you think? It's outside, isn't it?
Yes.
By a lot.
Yes. Not a good habit to get into. Asking for pitches that are a half a foot off the plate. He knows what he's doing. He's been around nearly 200 starts in the major leagues as he drives the runner back in Roberts. Wandy last year made 32 starts through 195 innings, won 11 ball games, and had a respectable 3.60 ERA. He's had a 3 ERA, including this year, in the last 4 seasons in the big leagues. Breaking ball off the glove. Chris Young, you hope he's getting ready to get going. Great aggressive base running by Ryan Roberts. Maybe, just maybe, Chris Young's number's about to come up.
This ball was absolutely scalded. A 3-2 curveball from Wandy Rodriguez. And it is just smashed. Jimmy Paredes gave it his best effort. It was just hit so hard, it just banged right off his glove it goes. And Ryan Roberts, he just kept on going once it got past Clint Barmas there. And now Paul Goldschmidt with a chance to get his team on the board here with 2 outs in the first.
The slugger out of Texas State, in legend only until about a week ago when he arrived in the major leagues. He has 18 major league at-bats, 4 hits with a home run. His first major league home run against Tim Lincecum in San Francisco in an unbelievably crucial series. As he takes a strike right at the knees, 0-1 the count to Paul.
Well, maybe he was watching all these young rookies for the Houston Astros have all that success in the first inning. Why didn't he just hop on board with some success here?
Oh, and 1 the count. Curveball is high. Goldschmidt, born in Delaware, grew up in Texas. Hit 30 home runs in the minor leagues this year. That was in Double-A in Mobile. Hello to all our viewers in Alabama that are keeping an eye on this young man. He grabbed your heart, didn't he? That pitch is low. That's a good take, 2-1.
He just was disinterested in that breaking ball, never even flinched at it, and it was a pretty good pitch.
With runners in scoring position, Wandy Rodriguez sees opponents hit .231 against him. Like a lot of veterans, he buckles down. Curveball outside. 3-1 the count. Looks to me like he tries to get in these situations. Aggressive hitters overly aggressive with soft stuff.
That's exactly right. He tries to get you to chase something just off the plate. Right now, Goldschmidt hadn't done it. Chris Young prior didn't do it either. Change. Oh boy, he got that one.
Almost a side wheel delivery of that change of pace to count 3-2. Jerry Meals behind the plate. C.B. Buckner is at first. Dan Iasogna is at second. Dale Scott is at third, where Ryan Roberts stands. Young is on as well.
Now you don't get picked off here if you're Chris Young. You're going on the pitch, but you don't get picked off here. Diamondbacks have been getting picked off quite a bit of late. You make sure he goes to the plate.
Into the dirt, a patient at bat for the young man. Paul Goldschmidt is on.
Oh, he was just not interested at all in those breaking balls. Took them nicely. All right, settle in, folks. We'll be here till about 11 o'clock tonight. So go ahead and make your plans to be with us for a while.
No, we're just glad to be with you. Meeting on the mound, conversation, done. And now Colin Cowgill, who received the opportunity to start in this game over Gerardo Parra, gets his chance. 5 for 22, 4 walks in the major leagues. Parra a spectator. Over the outside corner, it's strike one. The visit effective so far. Cullen had a huge year down in AAA. He had 70 runs batted in 98 games. Curveball, bouncing ball, glove, on the cross. Inning comes to an end. Arizona comes up empty. They trail it 5-0.
I was a part of a team like this back in early 2000s when we were at the Tigers. So they'll play hard. And you don't want to take them lightly.
Kirk Gibson speaking of the 03 Tigers.
They're playing pretty hard, aren't they?
They're playing very hard, and they're making life very tough for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Brad Mills and his squad. Line drive, base hit, left field. Altuve ready for a changeup. Sits and spins on it. He has been on twice. 21 years old, and a young man who's hitting comfortably above 330 in the major leagues at 5 feet 7 inches tall.
Looks like a father-son game over there with Goldschmidt standing next to him.
And he is a threat to go. Inside, that one sails in there. A fastball, 1-0 the count.
After Daniel Hudson, yeah, it's frustrating. Two words got to come to mind right now: no more. That's it.
Two and 0 the count. A 45-minute first inning wrapped things up. There were 6 hits in the inning for the Houston Astros. That tied a season high. The last time that happened to the Diamondbacks, the Cubs did it at the end of May. So Houston stacking up their season high for hits in an inning as well. Up the ladder, Roberts makes the play. Another lightning bolt off the bat of a Houston Astro, though.
Well, they are just tattooing everything Daniel Hudson's throwing up there here this evening. I mean, a fastball off the plate, inside, and I mean still drilled. But fortunately right at Ryan Roberts, who leaps and makes the play.
So now J.D. Martinez. Martinez stunned everyone in this ballpark. Folks still making their way in. A lot of them with their youngsters on the Kids Attend Free series. Folks still getting settled with their hot dogs and their sodas, putting their cap on at the ball yard, and all of a sudden this young man that a lot of us hadn't heard of until today homered to right field. This young man was in Double-A here just a few weeks back. Chases high. And you know what? It was a beautiful swing.
He waited on a changeup and just ripped it over the head of Justin Upton and into the stands.
0-1 the count on J.D. Martinez. At 338 in 88 games in Double-A this year. Chases, awkward swing, 0-2 the count.
And if he's going to chase up there, he's going to have a tough time hitting in the major leagues.
This is a 4-game series between these two. One and two the count. Well, they're underway in San Francisco. Scoreless ball game just getting started. We'll keep an eye on it throughout the evening. Charlie Morton, Ryan Vogelsong going toe-to-toe. And the Pittsburgh Pirates, as the 1-2 just hangs around. Stunning development. They have lost 10 consecutive games as we take a look at the home run by Martinez. One more time.
Get up!
His bench welded out of there as well.
Get up. Well, it did. It listened.
Inside, 2-2 the count. And the sad thing about the Pittsburgh Pirates, to finish the thought on that, if they just would have gone 6-4 in those 10 games, not 10-0, but 6-4, they'd be about 4 games out.
Instead, they are, what, 9.5 out?
Yeah, they have dropped in the standings into 4th place. They're 10 out. And pitches outside, stolen base. So the Astros keeping their foot on the gas. Altuve, that's his first one in the big leagues. So he's got that on the resume as well. The 3-2. Waits and lifts it up into the seats. There we go. A lot of youngsters. And again, the Diamondbacks doing a good thing. If you're a youngster and you go grab your parent or your uncle, your coach, say, come on, let's go to the ball game. You pay for your ticket, and we're free.
Exactly.
I mean, that is wonderful. Get your neighborhood kids together. Get them in a group. Chopper, and it's a foul ball.
And they are making Daniel Hudson work for everything here. Tough at-bat after tough at-bat. Fouling balls off. Already 46 pitches into his evening, and he's retired 4 batters.
3-2 the count.
Oh, yeah.
Dumps that one into right field. Here comes Justin Upton. He'll play it on a hop. Another hit for the Houston Astros as the beat goes on. No killer bees on this roster. No Berkman, no Bagwell, no Biggio, no Carlos Lee, no Bourne, no Hunter Pence,
No Jose Cruz.
no Terry Poole,
Joe Morgan.
no Jimmy Wynn.
Jimmy Wynn. These guys, they're impressing me so far. Man, where's Larry Durker? Nolan Ryan, Don Sutton.
They've all gone fishing with Kevin Bass right now.
My goodness, these Astros. 8 hits already through an inning and a third.
Against a pitcher who came in with a 3.67 ERA, a pitcher who had a decided edge because of what Houston did to him. Well, they're doing it to him again. Twice this year, they have really taken it to Daniel Hudson. The 1-0. Hot shot down the line. That one will roll into the corner. Matt Downs is on his horse. 1 run is in. They'll stop the runner at third. It's a double for Downs. Got a little frustrated. Can't say I blame him. 6-0 the score. It's stunning.
A changeup that stays bell tie down the middle, and Downs just kills it. It makes you wonder, when young players are hitting you this hard, every fastball, every change has just been hit hard. Makes you wonder if he might be tipping his pitches or something. And they hit him hard in Houston as well, so maybe they have something. Then I'm just speculating. I'm not saying this for sure.
Absolutely. Zach Duke warms in the bullpen.
But you just don't see Daniel Hudson get pounded like this, ever.
One of the top 10, 15 pitchers in the National League with what he has done this year. And Hudson's won 11 games. We mentioned it earlier. He's thrown 155-plus innings. But tonight, it's the Astros night. Infield has to be drawn in. That one is outside. 1-0 the count to Jimmy Paredes. Jimmy singled and scored back in the first inning. Initially signed with the Yankees as a free agent in 2006.
And they're not getting cheated either. I mean, they are back-legging everything.
You could always make them move their feet.
Sure.
And he did do that a little bit, thinking back on some of the at-bats. Jumped ahead as that one misses, though. Jumped ahead to Martinez, threw a couple right up at him under his chin. So he has been attempting to do that. And the next step would just be to dot someone. 2-1 the count. Big swing, roller. They'll just go on over to the bag. That's Kelly Johnson. And a nice play by Kelly. Runners are made at second and third. Rare that you see it, the 4 unassisted at the first base bag.
Both Johnson and Goldschmidt went after it. Johnson ended up making the play, and a very good pitch there from Daniel Hudson just jammed him and ended up getting a big easy out and no damage done. 6-0 Astros.
9 hits for Houston, as we mentioned. I mean, if you're in the mood for, I don't know if this is a headache, maybe just a half an Advil, I'll give you one. Pittsburgh 2, San Francisco 0 in the first inning. The Pirates have come out hitting. That's in the first inning, though. Bouncing ball, back behind the bag. Safe. Come on down. The throw to the plate with the tag out at the plate. Trying to aggressively run the bases. The first run scored. Downs was gunned down at the plate. But Goldschmidt fired it on home. Another run. 7-0 Houston. And there's a lot of them right now. There was a itty-bitty rose in the end. It's a fine defensive play by a rookie, Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah, Goldschmidt not arguing with the umpire, C.B. Buckner, once he gets a safe call. Not even waiting for the safe call. Throw it to the plate. Let the umpire be the umpire. And thankfully and mercifully, the second inning is over. The Houston Astros have 10 hits through 2 innings. 10!
Tough to try to draw it up. Tough to try to predict it. You do know this man, though, has had a frustrating year against the Astros. He's worked 2 innings in this game, given up 7 runs. That is 8 total innings and 13 runs allowed to the Houston Astros this year. Now remember, the last time the Astros really gave it to him, his mates gave it right back, and Daniel won that game. It was a 6-1 deficit, 5-0 at one point, as that one's fouled below us.
That was the big game from Juan Miranda, I believe, a 2-homer game.
And they came back. You're exactly right. Popped up. Well, I can't help but sit here and think that being down 7-0 to the Astros at Chase Field is very similar to being down 2-0 to the Pittsburgh Pirates in San Francisco.
No.
I can't help but think. A little harder to scratch runs out in the San Francisco ballpark. I'm obviously exaggerating.
Well, you're right.
Obviously exaggerating.
You know, it's kind of the same story. Hey, even though Pittsburgh Pirates have lost 10 in a row, you would think that that's ball 4 there. You would think that the San Francisco Giants, they didn't take them lightly. They came out and kicked Ryan Vogelsong around for 2 runs in the first inning.
Nobody's done that to Ryan Vogelsong. Any sort of uncomfortableness. Neil Walker part of driving in the runs. A little number here as Gibson and Baylor talk about things on Wandy Rodriguez. When he gets 5 runs or more of support in his career, he's 44-1.
I love that glass half full look you have there, Darren.
Runner on the move. Why not? You better make it, but why not? Ransom took it right away. Cody Ransom thinking, got nothing to lose.
Hey, you gotta play the game. If you get a good jump, go right ahead. And he got a very good jump and beats it pretty easily. Like I said, you have to just continue to get a run here, a run there. Sure, you're going to need a big inning. And when I say a big inning, that means like 3 or more. But if you can just put a little pressure on this young Houston defense, put a little pressure on that bullpen out there.
Now, I did say, by the way, 44-1. There has been one time, and it was the Chicago Cubs in July of 2007. Wandy, all the riches surrounding him, run support. Well, the Cubs handed him a loss in that game, so it's happened before. It can happen again. I'd say it's due to happen to him again.
I guess so.
The 1-2, Henry into the
Strikes
catcher's
out.
mitt it goes, and down he goes on strikes. Our Nissan key to the game. Now, this is your key to the game,
mine,
on Color Analyst. Please explain.
We've talked about it. That is the Nissan key to the game. That was something. I went down and talked to Matt Williams before the game during batting practice, and I said, all right, Matty, don't let these names you haven't heard of over in that other dugout, don't let this become a trap series. He goes, Gracie, we've already talked about it. In other words, they're not taking this team lightly, even though the score kind of looks like it. But they just came out and they have kicked around Daniel Hudson, something that we've never seen this happen to Daniel Hudson.
No, not like this, not this quickly. I mean, the Astros did score a bunch on him in Houston, but Took him a couple of innings to do it. I think that's a very good key to the game. Now, not only have they talked about it, they've lived it.
Oh.
Don't you know Hudson would love to help himself out? He's the National League's best hitting pitcher. One and two the count. A little topper. One you won't get there. Charging, throwing. Nice play. Johnny Paredes streaking on across. Jimmy, I should say. Fires in time to get Hudson. The runner moves to third.
Once it gets past Wandy, now it's a do or die play, and Paredes makes a really nice play to get Hudson. And Ryan Roberts going to get a chance with Cody Ransom on third base. Roberts been the hottest hitter of late for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And some lovely music as he came striding to the plate.
You like that?
Kind of romantic.
Pitch into the dirt. I believe that's One Republic. 1-0 the count. Roberts might feel like he is living, as the song is titled, the good life, being here in the big leagues, and he has admitted that he took the good life for granted last year. Not about to do it again. Now we'll wait and see if he gets that fastball in, shall we, together?
He's going to get one, he says.
He plans on it. He got two of them, missed one of them, took it, then got another back-to-back in the first inning and served it into right field for a base hit. Yeah, they didn't get that one. That was a changeup. He's got a funky changeup. Drops his arm angle down low.
Yeah, he kind of drops 3/4 to throw it.
Two and one the count.
Oh, what a pretty breaking ball, 2-2. Hadn't got that fastball in yet this at bat, has he?
Not yet. Long stride for a young man who is not very tall. Really uses that lead arm, that glove arm, goes straight up to the sky. There it is.
Fastball in, but too far in, and it nearly took a bite out of Ryan Roberts' shoulder.
Scout section down below is pretty full. There are those scouting Wandy Rodriguez in a possible trade, and also those advanced scouting getting to know the new Astros. Good hands there, Matt Williams. Yeah, pretty full again. If you're a contending team in the Central and you have, let's say, 8 more games left with Houston, you got to figure out who these young players are.
That's exactly right.
Or if you're really looking to make a deal for Wandy Rodriguez, you want to see him. Oh, baby, we'll do it again.
That was the fastball in he was looking for. He had a really, really good cut at it. Trying to come in. He left it out over in Bell's high, and Ryan Roberts was right on it.
Robert says, too, he loves the pitch up, out over the plate. As the conversations continue, he said the biggest struggle for him is the pitch up above the belly. So that's the one I'm so tempted to chase a lot, and I just shouldn't do it. 3-2. Breaking ball, another walk, another solid at bat. It's getting silly. We're talking about 25 times in the last 10 games he's been on base somehow. And good for him.
His value just continues to rise. Now Kelly Johnson, when you're trailing by a lot, you need base runners. Not necessarily base hits, but base runners. And that means walks, hit by pitches, whatever it takes. Because you want these guys that can hit the ball over the boards, guys like Kelly Johnson, Justin Upton, Chris Young. You want them hitting with some fellas on base.
That one is outside. Back in that ball game, July 15th, 2007. Wandy Rodriguez was staked to a 5-0 lead at Wrigley Field. He gave up 6 runs in the second. As that one is outside on the corner, 1-1.
That was pitch number 50 now for Wandy Rodriguez. Boy, both pitchers with high pitch counts. Unfortunately,
the
Diamondback pitcher's given up 7 runs.
Breaking ball. Kelly, we've seen him homered that way off the foul pole. Lets it travel deep and hangs around 1-2. Now this was not the other way. This is a homer that he pulled to right field with the Juan Gutierrez model bat. 33-31. Using the closer's bat earlier this year, J.J. puts a 33-30. He goes down on strike. 7-0. The Astros lead the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks baseball brought to you by Fry's. Enroll now for the Fry's T-Backs Reward Program and earn points by buying participating items at Fry's. Kia Motors. Learn more, visit phxkia.com. Pepsi Max. Go to 2012springtraining.com for a chance to win a trip for you and 9 friends. 0-1 the count, Carlos Corcoran. Mark Grace, Jody Jackson, I'm Darren Sutton. Glad to have you with us at the ballpark.
That's where you want that fastball, right on that inside corner, Daniel.
Astros with 11 rookies on the current 25-man roster as that one misses in.
Blanco went to throw that around. Didn't get the call from Jerry Meals.
Visibly frustrated, by the way, there, Hudson.
He should have been.
Tilted the head sideways, snatched the ball out of the air, 1-2. There we go. He got him now. Blew him away with the fastball.
That's the previous pitch. Looked like a pretty good pitch. Didn't get it. Daniel's like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, just go ahead and put it on the outside corner and get strike 3 with the next pitch.
Wandy Rodriguez takes a strike over the outside. So anyway, that one time that Wandy did lose the game.
It was against the Cubs.
With all those runs of support. That one is fouled off. You want to know the name of the guy that the guy that took advantage of it and got taken off the hook?
Who?
I'm not going to tell the truck. I should do that just to give him a heads up.
Your trivia question.
0-2. A little chopper. It's foul. Well, this pitcher really struggled. I mean, he struggled. He gave up 6 runs, 4 innings. His name, Jason Marquis.
Really?
So he knows it can happen. He believes it can happen to Wandy. He lived it. He gave Wandy all that support on the mound. He didn't mean to, like Daniel Hudson has done. And Chicago Cubs, well, they came back and got him. This was Marquis' last outing against the Giants. He's excited to pitch again, as you can see. He'll never excuse it, but there were some balls that had eyes. Then there were some hard hit balls, too. High fly ball, center field. Jody Jackson down, and Daniel Hudson showing that competitive edge. Tonight it's been an edge, a bit of anger. Jody, what do you know?
Well, I talked to Miguel Montero during our pregame show, and of course he has the day off, Henry Blanco catching, but I asked him about Daniel Hudson's competitive fire and how it can be good and bad, and we've always seen it channeled in a good way numerous times. Daniel Hudson, early in the season when he would get off to a poor start, he would recompose himself. Kirk Gibson really liked that about him, especially for a young player. It's going to be interesting, guys, to see what we're seeing right now. Obviously 2 outs here. We're not used to seeing him come back after a poor inning and give up a couple more runs, but hopefully he's able to get back to that poise we've seen so much on the mound, guys.
Jody Jackson reporting. Glad to have you with us, Jody. 0-2, the count on J.B. Shuck. He's kind of, oh, you like to say it, peeking into the candy store already.
Peeking into the candy store. He was 0 for 2 in the first inning.
Pitches inside, 1-2 the count. You go through this and you look at the wins and the losses when you're a team like the Houston Astros, and you can get stuck there, but you better not. If you play for the Houston Astros like J.B. Shuck, you better realize about your opportunities. He made his first start in the big leagues yesterday in right field. He's reached base safely in each of his 3 big league games. That one is outside. His father traveled to find him from Ohio and didn't make it for his first big league hit, but made it for his second. Came up from Oklahoma City. J.B. Shuck as he slaps that one the other way. It's a base hit. He's on the move, hustling on around. And the hits just keep on coming. That's 11 for Houston.
Candy store is now open for Mr. Shuck.
Exactly right.
And as he picks out his lollipop, Jose Altuve is going to come in. He's 2 for 2 tonight.
High-speed internet, high-speed pitch brought to you by CenturyLink. Wandy 91, Daniel 95. Altuve takes a strike. Now he has hit safely in 14 of his first 18 chances in the major leagues. This young man started the year, the calendar year, in the Cal League. There's a strike. That's right, in the Cal League. Altuve playing in Lancaster. And in 52 games, when you hit 408, it doesn't matter if you're 6'9" or 5'1", they're bringing you up.
Exactly right. That's mashing the baseball.
That's a month and a half worth of games. Bouncing ball, and it's foul. Seven runs, 11 hits, and no errors for the Astros. No runs on 2 hits and 1 error for the Diamondbacks. 2-0 is the score still. Pittsburgh on top of San Francisco. Bottom half of inning number 2 in San Francisco. Up and in, got a piece of the bat. Unfortunate for the hitter. Good break for the pitcher, the man on the mound in Hudson. Ball. Roberts plays it right at his belt, on across. The 11 hits allowed. The most Hudson has ever led up in a single ball game in his career. Justin Upton to lead it off. Fastball in. He has seen a lot of those. As predicted by Ryan Roberts, fastballs in. Justin has. Popped up to second base back in the first inning. He's driven in 68 runs this year. Low, in, 2-0 the count. Wandy has given up 16 long balls this season. All of them to right-handed hitters. Not a single one to a left-handed hitter. Outside.
I'm sure Justin will be taking all the way here. Wandy's throwing a lot of pitches tonight.
Where's he at now?
55.
55 as he works here in the third. 3-1 the count. Since June 2nd, the Diamondbacks a couple of games below 500 at home. They'd like to dig out of this hole tonight. Bouncing ball to short. There to play it is Barmes. Upton eases through the bag. Let's take a look at our Kia text poll. Tonight's text poll is presented by your local Valley Kia retailers. And by texting to vote, fans consent to receive a message from Kia Motors of America. This again is your contribution to the telecast, so we'll let you take this text poll.
Will the Diamondbacks be in first place at the end of the week? Yes or no? Diamondbacks have 4 against the team with the worst record in all of baseball, the Houston Astros, and then the New York Mets come to town to finish out the homestand. The Pirates are now taking on the San Francisco Giants, and then they head to South Florida and play the Marlins. So by Sunday, by the end of the week, will the Diamondbacks be in first place? A, yes. B, no.
36929 is where you text it to. 36929.
I'll tell you what, when you guys let me get involved in the show, it becomes a lot more big league.
Well, we look forward to next year when you help us out again. I'll let them let you, because I like to be. I'm a booth producer. Daniel Hudson might be done. Zach Duke warms in the pen. Gibson and he were chatting between innings. I think it was a pretty firm conversation. Oh,
wow.
Well, you don't get help when you have your hands out by your side as a pitcher.
That pitch was low. That pitch was low, don't you think?
It was low. It was close, but it was
catcher comes
low.
out, and then Wandy's going to stand there.
That's the pitcher in me groaning, folks. You don't hold your hands out by your side either. Well, whether it was or not, even if it was right down the middle, you don't hold your hands out by your side.
Well, if it's right down the middle, I mean, you're more apt to do it. Strike!
That is ball 4. Snatches the ball out of the air. One he needs to. Oh boy, it is a 7-0 ball game.
He's wanting everything out there.
And handling himself just fine is Jerry Meals.
Take the D-backs wherever you go this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every D-backs game on demand on your computer. Visit dbacks.com for details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Nice try, Darren. You almost made that play.
Instead, a fan up above reached down and caught the ball. 0-1 the count. Paul Goldschmidt. Pops that one up, shallow center field. Back of second base. Tube puts it away, so Goldschmidt has walked. And now popped up to the second baseman. And here is Colin Cowgill. All right.
Looking for something to cheer about, huh?
I think the folks at home, I think we might need to call for a 3rd inning rally cap.
I agree.
I mean, why not get out the platinum card and spend it? This club has a good offense. They haven't had to spend that rally cap a lot this year. We're just asking for rally caps, and we're saying right now if you could just get 1 or 2 before this inning comes to an end. Or you could just get some ice cream.
Yeah, not a bad idea there either.
And that's the best way to enjoy a game. So many kids in the seats. That one is low. Again, these next 3 games, you moms, you dads, you uncles, aunts, grandparents, you buy yourself a ticket. You bring all the kids you want in there with you. And they're free. They don't have to sit on your lap either.
The entire series.
There's this whole series.
Yeah.
Breaking ball. What do you know about it?
Well, celebrate back to back. Celebrate back to school with free tickets for kids. For the remaining games for the Astros this week, kids get in free. Just purchase an adult ticket, and kids get in free in the same section. To get this offer, stop by the Chase Field box office or call 602-514-8400. Yeah, I mean, in the same section.
Oh, yeah.
So
right
if you buy a ticket wherever you want, I mean, the kids will all sit in that same section with you.
I love that.
That's cool.
Into the dirt, 3-1 the count.
I mean, they're not going to stick them out in a parking lot. They're going to sit in the same section that you want to sit in.
Despite some of you parents requesting it, they won't. They're sitting with you.
That's big league. I mean, you're not going to be up there in the upper tank. You're going to be right down there close to the field with the Rascals.
Well, that's where the smart dad or mom says, I want to sit up close, bring the 4 of us, you 3 youngsters. I'm getting a good seat. A little topper off the plate. To the bag. 7-0 the score. The Astros on top of the Diamondbacks. I think Gracie's going to go sit up top. Maybe call it Grace's place. Earlier in the evening, after another tough inning for Daniel Hudson. Hudson and Nagy having a pretty firm conversation. And looked like Hudson's trying to talk his way into staying in the ball game. Kirk Gibson not ready to give him a chance.
Love to be a fly on that wall.
Really, no need to describe that.
That conversation just didn't go the way Daniel wanted it. So Zach Duke is on after Daniel has a rough 3 innings here.
Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen. The one thing we know about Zach Duke is pitching out of the bullpen. He's done a nice job. It's been a tough road to hoe as a starting pitcher, but Duke coming on looking to help in the bullpen. There's Kelly. There's Bourgeois racing up the line. He is erased on a 4-3 ground out. For Hudson, by the way, the shortest outing, 4 innings. He has done it twice in his big league career. Once against Kansas City, earlier this year against Milwaukee on 4th of July. By the way, those shortest outings of his career, both of them 4 innings, his team won both times.
Really?
So I keep trying to give you a little bit of a, dare I say, glimmer of hope.
Well, how about when he goes 3?
No.
He's never done it before, right? So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, he's come up shorter than the 4 with just the 3. 2 quick outs, by the way.
Well, this is a guy that had a terrific game in Houston in that same series that we talked about with Daniel Hudson. It was his Diamondback debut, and he went 7 innings of 3-hit ball and hit a 3-run homer.
Oh, 1 the count to Matt Downs. Fouls that one up. Look at Zach going to work. I like it.
He's going to work, working fast, throwing strikes, getting swings.
Good pitch, runs that one in. A very good 0-2 pitch from Zach Duke. Again, earning his stripes now in the major leagues, working out of the bullpen. Perfect spot for a long man. Line drive, left field, base hit, Matt Downs. Matt Downs has a couple of hits. Matt, who has had time in the big leagues with San Francisco and Houston, out of the University of Alabama.
Just takes a slider, bangs it into left field. The hits just keep on coming for these Astros.
Zach Duke in the bullpen. His last 7 innings make it 8 innings. He has not been scored upon. 8 consecutive scoreless innings out of the bullpen.
He's been very good in the few times he's gotten to pitch. I remember the 1 4-inning save he got in a Micah Owings game. He threw 3 scoreless his last outing up in San Francisco in that 8-1 runaway.
Back to the screen it goes. They're in the top of the 3rd inning in San Francisco with the Pirates leading it 2-0 over San Francisco. Bases are loaded for Pittsburgh, but there are 2 outs.
Sure. Putting the pressure on Ryan Vogelsong and the Giants.
Bouncing ball right in on the knuckles. Another 0.
Hurt his feelings right there with that fastball in. Attaboy, Zach Duke. Good to have you around.
AT&T Trivia. Glad to have you back with us. Our good partners with AT&T. The only Yankee all time, name him, to homer in his first 2 plate appearances. The only Yankee all time.
Wow, Yankee trivia, huh?
Just shaking it up a little bit.
No, I'm going to guess. Boy, it could be so many. Babe Ruth.
High fly off the end of the bat. Center fielder Jason Bourgeois is there. Cody Ransom is erased on a fly ball out to center field. He has walked, stolen a base, and now flied out to center.
Joe DiMaggio. Mickey Mantle. You going to guess?
No.
Okay. I'm going to keep guessing.
1-0 the count to Henry Blanco.
Probably that short left-hand fence there. Maybe Bobby Mercer.
You got Gong from the Gong Show.
That's like even.
That's lower tier.
That's ocean plankton, huh?
3-0 the count to Henry.
Don Mattingly.
That one is over the inside corner. By the way, it's 3-0 now. Pittsburgh on top. 3-0 Pittsburgh on top of San Francisco. Top of the 3rd inning. Ryan Vogelsong with a bases loaded walk. Henry pops it up on a fastball. And that one is put away out there in center field. Well, you don't see Michael Bourne trotting around anymore. He goes to work for the Atlanta Braves now. You don't see Hunter Pence in right field. He goes to work for the Philadelphia Phillies, and it feels like they've won just about every day since Pence arrived in Philadelphia. You don't see Jeff Keppinger because he plays for the San Francisco Giants. All of these Astros traded away. And the last time Zach Duke had a bat in his hands, and he was facing the Houston Astros, well, he pitched well, as you mentioned. But he also took advantage of those Crawford boxes. You know those Crawford boxes in left, folks?
That's a 3-run homer.
Swing and a miss. He goes down. 1, 2, 3 go the Diamondbacks. That was not, by the way, a 3-run homer.
Derek Jeter.
No.
The heck?
Well, that was for your Derek Jeter answer. Name the only Yankee all-time to homer in his first 2 plate appearances. Cody Ransom. August 2008.
Honest?
Homered in his first 2 plate appearance. A journeyman at that point, but the Yankees needed him. They brought him up. first 2 times he hit for baseball's most storied franchise. First 2 plate appearances.
All the Hall of
home
Famers that
runs.
have played for the New York Yankees. Oh, my goodness. Cody Ransom. How cool is that? And speak of the devil.
On across in time for the out. He retires his counterpart. He's been part of some interesting things during the very same season. Alex Rodriguez experienced some injury problems. Ransom stepped in and was mentioned a lot on the national scene because he took over at third for a few weeks. He was the first baseman when the final out was recorded across the diamond on a ground out at Yankee Stadium when they closed the doors.
Old Yankee Stadium.
Yes.
Okay.
He was on the bench in 2002 as a role player as the San Francisco Giants were busy earning a place in October and going on to play the Angels, eventually losing in the World Series. But Ransom got his first big league hit that September against Roy Oswalt of the Astros. He was a bench player for a while when Bonds was hitting 73 and 01 in San Francisco.
What we got here? Up a baseball.
It's pretty casual, kind of like park ball with the umpires going to get balls and jogging around the field.
That boy, Jerry.
I like it. Not afraid to hustle. Up foul, up and into the seats. Jody Jackson, a little bit more on Cody Ransom. Join us, Jody.
Well, as you guys mentioned, the Cody Ransom file, it is long, a lot of interesting and unique tidbits. But he told me today, especially after yesterday's game, solid defensively, the home run that ended up being the game winner. Being home has been really the best thing. He's got a big family. His wife, he said, has a huge family. They met at Chandler High. That was back before Chandler Hamilton was there, but Chandler High. And so, you know, he just said he's really enjoying it. Took his daughter to 2nd grade today, and being home has been right up there with, you know, all the neat moments he had in New York. This has been the best.
Thank you, Jody. And certainly for Cody Ransom, that really puts a bow in the story that we were able to start telling. Jody getting the family side of it, which is the most important. And that kind of explains why Cody told us in San Francisco, over the last 3 or 4 years, he's been humbled to get phone calls from Japan, but he's turned them down. There might come a time where he goes to Japan.
It's a long ways away.
Well, when you're thinking about kids and family, that's a real long ways away.
I mean, it pays well. It pays the bills very well.
A little chopper off the mound. Roberts gloving with the pitcher running. He throws in time for the out.
Look at Zach Duke. 1, 2, 3 in.
Presents a world championship moment, April 2001, specifically April 26th. In a 13-6 rout, Greg Maddux and the Braves' Gonzo started the scoring with a solo blast in the first, 3-run shot in the 8th, 13 home runs in the month of April. tying Ken Griffey Jr.'s Major League mark. Certainly a historic start to what was a magical, magical season. Gracie, you had a very good game on that very same day, April the 26th. Gracie wearing number 17 along with number 20. Mark Grace was 3 for 5, scored a couple of runs in that game.
Wow, thanks.
You're welcome. As that one has popped up. Matt Williams out there in that third base coach's box. He played 2 in that game. He was hitless.
We hammered Greg Maddox that day, huh? Let's see how you do that to Matty. I got your back, Matty.
Ryan Roberts chased that pitch that he doesn't want to chase. He told us before the game, I got to lay off that pitch up. He said it looked so good to me. I think I could do something with it, and he went after it. It was up above the strike zone. He might have felt, too, as a hitter. You need to help me understand this. If a catcher kind of eases in right next to your knees and he's set up in, can you feel that?
You can feel him in there.
So I think he was anticipating that pitch in again.
And because of that, you turn the dial up a little bit.
That makes sense?
And you kind of cheat a little bit to get to that fastball. And next thing you know, you're chasing something up and out of the zone.
Pitch is up and in. The Corcoran. Here he goes. Look where he is.
And he's sitting right in his pants pocket.
So you can feel that then if you're Roberts. You can kind of have an idea that he's that close.
Oh, yeah, you can feel him back there.
The 2-0. Inside, 3-0 the count. Where's Wandy at? 85 pitches here in the 5th inning.
And he's throwing a 2-hitter, but nothing real pretty about it. He's thrown a lot of pitches. He's walked some guys, but he's made the big pitches when he's needed to, certainly.
Got to remind you about Fulton Homes homers. Every time a Diamondback player hits a home run this season, it's $150 donated to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Kelly, hot shot, diving play. Wow, what a play by Downs. To the bag he goes in time for the out. Matt Downs took extra bases away.
Whack. That is just a gorgeous play. It's tough luck for Kelly Johnson. I mean, he scalded that ball. These Astros have been impressive tonight. Offensively, defensively, running the bases aggressively.
Here's Justin Upton. 0 for 2. Takes outside. Don't forget, anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with a large drink purchase from 4 to 6 the following day. Boys got some work to do. If they reach that number, there'll be some angst in the Houston dugout. Home run swing. Couldn't square it up, so the count is 0-2. You talk about Wandy and his ranks in the National League since 2009. Only Kershaw and Hamels have more wins amongst left-handers. Only those 2 pitchers are better in ERA amongst left-handers. As that one is inside.
Wandy gets a little bit perturbed with the strike zone, isn't he?
As he is throwing a shutout, a frustrating shutout. There you see how good he has been amongst his southpaw peers in the National League. Again, names like Kershaw and Hamels and Rodriguez. It's pretty good company. Justin takes a long walk. A little cat and mouse game going on now.
Tired of waiting on Wandy to throw the baseball.
A little funky sidearm changeup.
Yeah, he's good.
Outside.
I mean, he's a good one. This is by far the best we've ever seen him pitch against the Diamondbacks.
Well, again, you're right. Revisit the fact that his career ERA against Arizona is 6.5. Highest against any National League club that he has faced. Into the dirt. Ouch.
And he'll go take a stroll.
There were some higher interleague ERAs, but that's only 2 or 3 starts. Diamondbacks have put the most licks on this man. Bouncing ball out to short. On a cross, Upton is erased.
Well, at least I'm going to win the Legends race right now.
Not a snowball's
I'm going
chance,
to be happy
my
when
friend.
we come back, folks.
Not a snowball's chance.
All right.
Where we live here in the great state of Arizona. It's about 99 today, in the high 80s tonight. Boy, Gracie, you got one. Oh, I thought you had
Oh,
it.
Randy cheated.
Well, you were just. Look at this. The message. We'll show it in a minute. Hot shot. Goldschmidt with a diving play. With a flip. Boy, Duke barely beats him. Goldschmidt. Ouch.
Well, Goldschmidt made a great play, but he should have just taken it himself. And he ended up tossing the ball to Duke after it looked like he had committed to taking it himself. And I think he kind of fooled Zach Duke. Watch, I'm going to take it myself. Oh, I better throw it. And just did beat Shuck to the bag. But a great play again. We've seen him flash some leather. Wow.
Unbelievable.
These guys are swinging, boy.
Jose Altuve, a 3-hit game. And by the way, your message to the fans here when your guy lost again, well, you're angry. Like Wandy Rodriguez.
The stock market is performing better than my run. That might be true. Thank you. School's going to start here shortly. My kids are going to get teased at school. And
well, as it should be. Love your kids. They're wonderful.
I can't wait to see the racing D Sut.
Well, that'll never happen because I was 100% behind the racing Gracies. It's really what I wanted. 1-0. Popped up and into the seats it goes. You have to actually have played in the big leagues to be represented down there. I would have loved to have had a Diamondbacks Grace like we saw down there. A World Championship Grace with a ring on his hand.
Sure.
You know, World Championship Grace. I mean, Matt could have been on the sidelines. You know, the broadcaster Gracie running with a microphone in his hand and a suit on.
Well, sure.
And then in this case, there would be a Grace that always lost. It would be the Cubs Gracie.
Oh, really?
Every time.
Well, I think these guys are a lot of fun to watch, and my guy stinks.
The 1-2. Into the dirt it goes. Runner moves up, and Altuve bounces up and over. Altuve stops right there as that one went up over the short wall behind home plate.
Did it even register on
Barely did.
the Blimpie Fox tracks?
It's a great sponsor mentioned by you, too. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
By the way, the last 3 games for the youngster out there, the pride of Venezuela, Altuve, including tonight, he's 6 of his last 11. Next thought, he's scored 7 runs. So every time he's got on, including a walk, he has scored.
Exactly. Keep him off base.
In on the hands, fly ball left field.
Really good pitch there for Duke.
Well, you've got to give Kirk Gibson, Charles Nagy credit for a lot of things this year. A big part of the reason this club is where they are. But for seeing something in Zach Duke, seeing a spot for him, and Duke seizing it. A different role, but Duke, well, you can see Kirk Gibson rubbing his head there. I was talking to Gibby before the game today. That flu bug that cost him last few innings of a ball game 2 days ago, he still hasn't shaken. He said he was up most of the night last night.
He's still feeling rotten, isn't he?
He had a quote yesterday that we shared with you that he planned on working on some of the fundamentals with the club. And I quote Kirk Gibson, when I get my wits about me, which means when you feel better.
Right.
I asked him today when he passed by, do you have your wits about you yet? To bring back yesterday's thought, he said, not yet. I really don't. Hopefully soon, he said. 1-1 the count. So continue to get well there, Skipper. I know this doesn't, as you battle through the flu, help the boiler at all or help the headache.
This game's probably wanting to make him up, Chuck, as we speak.
But Gibson, a guy, doesn't take the hat off, doesn't show emotion. That's just because he's feeling under the weather. We saw that a moment ago. Inside. 2-1 the count. Pop foul up and into the seats. Still 3-0. Pittsburgh on top of San Francisco. Bottom of the 4th inning. Giants threatening with a couple of runners on, but Pittsburgh 3, San Francisco nothing. Bottom half of the 4th. Little help tonight for Arizona so far. 3-2 the count. And again, Houston 40 games below the 500 mark for the first time since the early 60s when they were the Colt 45s.
Really?
And that's not that man's fault. He has dealt with a depleted roster. Quick reminder, find out and learn how you can play Kachinko. Brought to you by Gila River Casinos right here at Chase Field. You can go to the interactive kiosk near Section 111 during regular season home games. And there's always a winner. And we love our partners with Gila River Casinos. Here's Matt Down. To right field. Upton will play it on a hop. Bases remain loaded. A stop sign thrown up there by Dave Clark, the third base coach.
First pitch, right off the end of the bat it goes, and right out in front of Justin Upton. Justin charges it hard, forces Dave Clark, the third base coach for the Astros, to throw up the stop sign. And he does hit the cutoff man, but Goldschmidt let it go off his glove. Former teammate of mine, Dave Clark. He could hit.
He's got a real presence about him as well. Jimmy Paredes. 7-0 Houston leads it. Bouncing ball, base hit, left field. Clark wheeling him on now. Throw by Calgill, cut off. Roberts with a little bit of a rundown now. 2-run score. And with the tag, Houston leads it 9-0.
How we looking?
Houston Astros have had 16 hits in a game. They are one away from tying that mark. They have 15. I mean, it started early. Guys like J.D. Martinez, you see the homer there. A great effort diving by Paul Goldschmidt. Driven into right center field, off the glove there of Justin Upton. That's Corcoran. The hits just continue to stack up and up and up for these Houston Astros. There were some key errors in the first inning, but the 15 hit total, that's with Daniel Hudson starting. Hudson chased from this ball game fairly early. Only 3 innings he was able to put in the scorebooks. 2 more runs crossing the plate. Houston leads at 9-0.
They've already banged out 15 hits, and on the other side of things, the Diamondbacks have already banged out 2. So it's just been one of those, you can count games like this on one hand where really from the very first pitch you're never in it.
1-2 the count to Chris Young. Houston's 8 of 12 tonight with runners in scoring position.
Golly.
That one inside. 2-2. They were in their last 5 games prior to 9 of 34, so 8 of 12 tonight. They've given up a season low, the Astros. 2 hits just once in a ball game. Boy, that's called strike 3. That little funky sidearm changeup, and he got the call. Let's see.
That pitch is outside. But Jerry Meals' word is law. He's probably going to try to speed this game up a little bit.
Paul Goldschmidt takes strike 1. 0-1 the count. Houston coming in with the 37-77 record on the season as Paul lines that one foul up and into the seats.
By the way, Darren, we talked about the Diamondbacks have had 2 hits. Those both came in the first inning.
Well, if Wandy clears waivers, this will net Houston a better prospect in return in a trade and outing like this. That's it for Goldschmidt. Right down the middle of the fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts. 3, 6, 8, 10 in a row sat down.
Mercy.
By the way, FoxSportsArizona.com is your exclusive home for Arizona sports, D-backs coverage, football, Craig Morgan's Cardinals camp reports, ASU, U of A training camp coverage. Get all your local coverage on FoxSportsArizona.com. Oh, and 1 the count on Colin Cowgill. The 0-1. We're doing some painting. No balls and 2 strikes to count. The Diamondbacks since June the 2nd in home series are 2 victors, 4 series lost, and 2 they have split.
0-2 neck ball right there from Wandy Rodriguez to Colin Cowgill. I mean, look out.
All right, pitch number 105. Belted into center field. Bourgeois chasing. Still chasing. He's got it. And he hauls it in. Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats with no blackout dates. Kia Motors. Learn more. Visit phxkia.com. The new Quest 5-year price lock promise. Quest.com/promise if you'd like more details.
Have you taken the light rail to the ballpark yet?
I've taken the light rail all around town, not to the ballpark. Went in the off season, took the girls and rode literally from Tempe on down, had some lunch here, then rode up Central, up to Camelback. It's fun.
Kind of fun.
It's a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to some of the completed projects that involve the airport, which will make things a lot easier for a lot of folks. So 0-2 the count. I'm all in. You know, we go out on the road. We love, in Washington, New York.
We take the train all the time to the ballpark.
Love taking the train. Chicago.
Philadelphia.
Inside. 1-2 the count. One and two. That is strike three over the top. Duke tries to restore order, and more than anything, what Zach Duke is trying to do is to take one for the team here.
Yeah. Well, he's keeping the boys fresh down in the bullpen. Guys like Putz and Hernandez, you don't want to use them if you can help it. Shaw has pitched a lot. Brian Shaw, give him a break tonight.
Bouncing ball, Roberts. Because Roberts tried to extend himself in front of Ransom. Everybody's safe there. And Cody feeling like he had a shot at that one.
And I think he got distracted by Ryan Roberts, I would imagine. And that's a situation if you're Cody, say, I got it, just like a pop-up. I got it.
Veteran Jason Michaels, as the runner is on with the 16th hit, tying their single-game season high. Michaels has been around this game for quite some time. Certainly not a baseball household name, but for fans of the game is well known. But what speaks to the service time of all of these Houston Astros and how young they are right now, there are two really, really big lockers inside of that visiting locker room. I mean, they're like suites.
Right, of course.
And they're reserved for the, I don't know, like Omar Vizquel, who still plays. Chipper Jones had one when he was here. Jason Michaels has one. And I mean that with all due respect to Jason. Well, he'll be the first to tell you that I've got some service time. He's been around since 2001. But again, he's been around since only 2001. Carlos Lee, the other one with the large suite-like locker. Down there in Bob Doty's locker room. Those guys do a great job for the visiting teams. 3-1 the count. Philadelphia, Cleveland, brief stop in Pittsburgh, and then Houston. Shoots that one to right field. Upton scampering over to the line. Justin is there. The pinch hitter, Michaels. The well-traveled veteran in this scenario is erased.
Hard hit ball, but found the glove of Justin Upton. That's frustrating. You sit around for a couple hours. You get up there, you get a 3-1 pitch, you hit it hard, you hit it right at somebody, and your night's over.
Does it ease the burden at all that you have a really big locker?
Well, it's always nice to go and maybe have a post-game beverage in a really big locker rather than one of these guys that have been a couple weeks in the big leagues. You know, those things are really small, like your grade school locker.
Mm-hmm.
About all you get.
J.B. Shuck will take it, though. Ouch, you got a piece of that foot there. Shuck and Altuve, Martinez, Paredes, they will all tell you as they foul this one off. They will all tell you that the tiniest of major league lockers is so much better than a spacious AA locker.
You got that, Lord. You got that right.
You just want to give me a nail to hang my stuff on the side of the wall? That's fine with me. In the big leagues, that's fine. Well, Pittsburgh again making Diamondbacks fans happy. It's the Pirates 5 and the Giants nothing. 5-0 in the 5th inning.
Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought this, what we're seeing here tonight?
We have the reeling Pirates, losers of 10 in a row. Kirk Gibson dealing with the visiting Astros, 40 games below 500. And a combined score of 14-0 visiting team so far.
Exactly. Ryan Vogelsong pitching for the. He's 9-1.
Popped up. Calgill is there to put it away. 9-0 Houston on top of Arizona. We roll on. You know what? You better at home. Stand up and stretch them out. We love the 7th inning stretch.
After the game here tonight, as always, Todd Walsh with Joe Borowski. And Joe, teach me something here. If this game goes the way it looks like it's going to go, is there a potential for it to linger into Game 2 with a young Astros team that maybe got a little confidence boost here tonight?
Anytime you're playing a young team like this, it's important to set the tone and keep the pressure on them. I'm going to break down that first inning and show you how Houston was able to turn the tides and put the pressure on the Diamondbacks.
All right, we'll look forward to that coming up right after the game, guys. This is the kind of night, though, when you need a really strong analyst to carry you and float the boat. We'll send it back to you.
Well, I plan on doing that, Todd.
Well, we're leaning on both of you guys.
That.
I mean, both of you guys, you have to carry it. Todd and I mean, we just look to the analysts. We don't know what to do with games like this.
Punt. Just go ahead and punt it.
Unfortunately.
Punt it away. 3rd and long.
Fortunately, the man with the flu-like symptoms can't do that in the dugout. Jeff Fulcino goes to work for the 32nd time this year. Big old drink of water out there, an ERA of over 4.5. Bouncing ball and rolled out to short. Crowd mic works. Let's take a look back at our Chaz Roberts cool play from yesterday. And the air conditioning turned up, cooling things down. Boy, that was wonderful.
Well, the reaction of Clayton Kershaw tells it all. Bomb. Off the bat of Cody Ransom. Diamondbacks look like right now, unfortunately, it looks to me like they can't get their at-bats over quick enough.
Oh, and on the count to Henry Blanco. Let's hope that's not the case. Just off the plate from Fulcino. born in Hollis, New Hampshire. Pitched at UConn, did Fulcino. Was a Marlin, a Royal, and has been an Astro for the last few years. Henry, high fly. Did he get enough of it? Going back Martinez. Yeah, Henry with a homer. Homer and Henry does it again. He didn't give his at bat away. That's 5. Arizona still has only been shut out 2 times this year. That's the lowest total in the big leagues. They were shut out 11 times last season. Oh, Homer and Henry.
5 home runs now, 6 RBIs for Homer and Henry. When he gets hits, they're usually homers. This one was a moonshot. J.D. Martinez, that's why they put warning tracks out there, son.
Fulton Holmes homer, $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Slim Goot in there giving him a high 5. And Homer and Henry touches them all. As we mentioned, number 5 of the year. Of his 16 hits, 5 of them have been homers. Sean Burroughs now pinch hits. Last couple of times Burroughs has had the opportunity to pinch hit, he's delivered. Feel a little better about himself. When you only have 1 at bat per game and you start to stack up an offer, that'll kill your confidence. 0-2 the count. Waved to the pitch in the dirt there. He has hit safely in 3 straight games, all pinch hit opportunities, so 3 for his last 3. And that one a little bit low. 1-2 the count. All right, Henry Blanco.
I like it.
Something to cheer about.
Good for Henry.
Living up to that nickname. Homer and Henry.
One of the better nicknames.
The 1-2. 2-2 the count. We're talking about the boys maybe looking like they were swinging early in the count. Burrow's not doing that. Henry working it. So if they'll make these Astros earn it. Give these fans their money's worth. Bouncing ball just right at, though, Altuve. And in time for the out, so the 3-game hitting streak comes to an end. 5-0 still to score. Pittsburgh on top.
Stretched it out to 5-0 now, have they?
And that one is in the 5th inning. Bottom half of inning number 5 now. Here's Ryan Roberts. Outside.
Well, you know Ryan Roberts is going to give you every ounce of his heart and soul in these kind of ball games.
Well, where do we go with Roberts except for usually to first base? Inside. 2-0 the count. This is the story. Both teams right now digging out of big holes. That pitch low again.
Well, you almost think it's strange when he doesn't get on base anymore. Ryan Roberts. Taken all the way as he should have been in a 9-1 ball game. Strike 1.
Taken again. "25 times he has been on base in his last 10 games. Broke his bat. How long does it hang up? Long enough to be a basket catch out there by J.B. Shuck. Roberts didn't phone that at bat in at all. He worked his way through it. Unfortunately, came up empty. back of the ballpark. Bunch of youngsters. I mean, we spent time before the game. We've read about them. We spent time getting to know them. Their journey to the major leagues, which tonight has included really big steps in the right direction for all the kids. You see the rookies are the ones in yellow. At least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that means all of them have pitched in hits.
Man. It's been impressive, hasn't it?
It really has. I mean, not overwhelmed. And not facing a slouch in Daniel Hudson.
No, not at all. Facing one of the better pitchers in the game in Daniel Hudson. I mean, they banged Daniel around like I don't think we'll ever see again for a long, long time. At least I hope.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. This man was part of the onslaught, Jose Altuve. Bouncing ball. What took a dead hop. Nice play. A very strong play by Ransom, I'll tell you why. He came to play that at his belt. It died on him.
Yeah, it hit the cut of the grass in the dirt. Right where the grass meets the dirt in front of second base. It hit right there. Watch where the second hop lands. Bang, right on the cut there. It takes a crazy hop, but Ransom stays with it and gets it over there to get the speedy Altuve.
Inside, Brad Ziegler, the newest member of the Diamondbacks bullpen, acquired at the trade deadline from the Oakland Athletics. Kind of a bumpy road so far. It's a chance to gain some confidence. Sean Burroughs has checked in at third. Fires it on across. Burroughs in the 9 slot. Ziegler in the leadoff spot. That's where the pitcher exists now, in the number 1 spot. Low arm angle, side wheeling delivery. 3 appearances. 3 inherited runners have scored, as you can see, and then 1 run of his own. He'll tell you, look, I'm not so worried about that 3 ERA, but that percentage of inherited runners that have scored, that's what I need to work on.
Right now, Jerry Meals is back there hunting for strikes.
It's pretty low, wasn't it?
Yeah, in a game like this, you don't mind it. Go ahead and get the boy swinging the bat.
Well, I've always thought that a major league hitter, he brings a bat to the home plate area.
Might as well use it, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, if you wanted to, as a hitter, look at every pitch, just don't bring a bat.
Well, but you're taught to swing at strikes, not balls, right? I mean, that's what I was always taught.
Oh, you did a great job at it.
Oh, dear.
Another tough chance. Ransom turns it into an out. Positive inning for Ziegler. Certainly a 0 on the board with his team down by 8.
Look back at yesterday's win. Juan Gutierrez bad. That's right. Kelly Johnson using it right now with his 18th home run of the season. And there is a story behind the bat. You may ask, does Juan Gutierrez have a bat? As we see Kelly Johnson up right now and Jody Jackson with you. Originally, it was J.J. Putz that gave Kelly Johnson his bat a couple of weeks ago and said, try my bat. And then he used it, got about 8 hits out of it, according to Kelly, a home run. And in San Diego, he broke that bat. And so he went looking around for a similar type of bat and came up with Juan Gutierrez. So he's sticking with it. He said, a lot of guys try to give you their bat and say, try this, and it usually feels terrible. He said, these feel pretty good. It's an inch lighter and an inch short, or an ounce lighter, I should say, and an inch shorter. And he's liking it right now, guys.
Thank you very much, Jody. And there it is, the Juan Gutierrez bat. Now, for you, Gracie, and I have some input from some other big league hitters in that dugout, too. Did you ever mind using another player's bat when you played?
Well,
maybe trying something out?
I did early in my career, about my second year, I took, it was a long road trip, and I took about 6 bats on the road trip. Well, within 2 or 3 games, those bats were all broken. I couldn't hit a ball on the barrel to save my life, so I had nothing but broken bats. So I asked Ryan Sandberg if I could use his bats for the rest of the trip, and he thankfully said, absolutely, yes. And I got hot, and I decided I am never going to order another Mark Grace model. I'm going to order the Ryan Sandberg model from here on out and just have them put my name on it. So the next 14 years in the major leagues, I was using the same exact bat, same weight of everything as the Hall of Famer Ryan Sandberg.
So it does happen. It alters your career, it sounds like. 1-1 the count to pinch hitter Gerardo Parra, having a great season at 286. This one, though, is going to be an out.
But I would never use a pitcher's bat because
that was my next question.
That would make me afraid I'd hit like a pitcher.
But
unless you're Daniel Hudson, that's okay.
But isn't it operator error? It isn't, in fact, when pitchers can't hit, the bat's fault, is it?
And I didn't want pitchers using my bat either. I didn't want them to put all that pitching vibe into my bats.
That sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook to me.
Well, you can call it gobbledygook. I call it trying to stay in the big leagues.
2 outs here, Xavier Nady. I mean, throw me a name of one of your old teammates, a reliever. Give me one in Chicago.
Okay, how about our old buddy Mitch Williams?
You never want to use a Mitch Williams bat in a game?
No.
Really?
Although Mitch Williams, I watched him hit a 3-run homer one time against the New York Mets.
I've seen that on his channel, the MLB Network. I've seen that 73 times.
Yeah, they'll show it. Don Ossie was the infamous pitcher that night. And it was a good thing Mitch hit that because he went out and gave up 4 in the bottom of the ninth.
Now, you know the editors in New Jersey are going to put this on the air, so you probably shouldn't say that.
So had he not hit that 3-run homer, we'd have lost the game.
Nady hits it hard. On across in time for the out. 1, 2, 3, go the Diamondbacks. kids in this ball game. I mean, guys learning their way in the major leagues. Jose Altuve has 3 hits in the ball game. J.D. Martinez had a 3-run homer. He has scored 3 runs. The youngster and catcher Carlos Corcoran couldn't make his way in the big leagues with Milwaukee. He has found his way here. At short, great defense being flashed by Jimmy Paredes. At third, better said. Joe Patterson goes to work. Here at home, Joe's ERA 3.60 overall for the left-hander, a 3.16 earned run average. Well, he has inherited a bunch of runners, hasn't he, folks, for the Rule 5 pick? And
I think he's been awfully good this year.
Only allowed 9 of the 38 to score.
He has been a very big left-handed shot in the arm. Something we didn't have around here for a couple, 3 years. Left-handed reliever.
No, didn't really. Jordan Alberto, who struggled to find his way, couldn't stick.
Yeah, but he wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready, and he wasn't a classic left-handed reliever, more of a power pitcher.
Yeah.
Guy still learning his way in Oakland now, part of that trade. With the Oakland A's here recently, brought Brad Ziegler down as that one is hit on a line. Boy, look at the glove work by Kelly. Look what Kelly found. That second baseman, by the way, was out taking ground balls and work at short today. Kelly Johnson, a fine play at second.
He's doing just fine at second base. Thank you. That's a nice play right there.
How about that now?
See, so you got Kelly Johnson playing short the next couple games.
I'm not saying it's the next couple of games. I'm just saying he was out there working at shortstop today. I'm just passing along as a journalist, some information. That one is pounded. Out to Kelly. In between. Firing at second base. He looks good.
Yeah, he's doing fine at second base. Don't need him. You just stay right where you are there, number 2. Right there is a second baseman, Kelly Johnson.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I didn't ask him to go do it. I'm just reporting what I saw today. He was signed as a shortstop.
Well, Steve Gilbert is a reporter. You're not a reporter. You're a broadcaster.
I'm here to bring the fans to the ballpark that couldn't make it out here at 3:30 in the afternoon.
All right.
That's, you and I do that. We give little tidbits.
Yeah, guys like Nick Pecoro, Jack Magruder, they're reporters. Jim Gentonio, they're reporters. You're broadcaster,
Here to read the copy or
play-by-play guy.
Doing play-by-play what I saw earlier today. 1-0 the count. 1-1 to Clint Barmas.
That would make me a reporter then.
At times you are.
Oh, no.
At times you are. I know it kills you to admit it. You go down, you speak with a major league player, they share some information with you, you share it out in the air, you're reporting what you were told. Well done by you, too.
Oh, no.
The 2-1.
Color animals.
Hit on a line right to third base. Great job, Joe Patterson. A couple of nice plays by Kelly Johnson as well.
I will report that Kelly Johnson's going to be a second baseman. This weekend, the Diamondbacks take on the New York Mets right here at Chase Field. Call now and ask for the D-backs Pepsi Max Value Pack. For just $19, you get a lower-level bleacher ticket, a regular-size hot dog, a 24-ounce Pepsi, and a free bottle of Pepsi Max. Call 602-462-4787 or buy online at dbacks.com/value.
Well, I'm told there's some text poll results. It is
Really?
straight down the middle, 50-50.
That's...
Wow, I love it.
What do you think, Darren? And there's no right and wrong answer here. It's just what you think. It looks like the standings are going to stay the same after tonight. Both San Francisco and the Diamondbacks losing big late.
Yeah, you hope, right?
So 6 days from now, do you think the Diamondbacks will be in first place or not? I think they will.
Well, that's a hard one for me to answer.
I think they will. But they can't play like they have tonight.
Not at all.
Then the answer would be no.
And that could include being tied, correct? I mean, they're in second place now.
Well, that would be no. If that would be a no answer. A tie would be a no answer.
Oh,
yeah.
I think they'll be tied for first. I don't think they'll be alone in first. I think they'll be tied for first with the Giants.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
3-0 the count. Either way, it's going to be interesting the rest of the way.
Nobody rides a fence quite like you.
I'm just trying to think the games through, actually. And I didn't want to go no. I didn't want to say no because I'm sitting up here as the team's broadcaster, and I actually start to think about it, and there's an uneven game that they can make up. Giants are going to go to winning. Arizona's going to go to winning, too.
But the reporter in you
says tied. Tied for first at the end.
You called yourself a reporter.
Oh, at times I am, and so are you. You actually reported what Matt Williams told you was a key to the game.
No. That's not reporting.
We just report what the coaches and players tell us. Looking ahead for the rest of this series, Jason Marquis will look to atone for his struggling start. Josh Colementer may be pitching this point for his spot in the rotation. And Joe Saunders will go. Colin Cowgill is on. Listen to these fans. I mean, some of them have gone home tonight, but just hearing that noise, they really wanted to cheer tonight.
Yeah, the fans that have shown up tonight, we thank them very much for showing up tonight, and they've been good tonight. They haven't had much to cheer for. Diamondbacks have only banged out 4 hits tonight, and they've been behind pretty much from pitch 1 and behind big. But kudos to the folks that showed up, and kudos to the folks that stayed here the whole time.
We'll see a lot of you throughout the rest of this homestand, because then Arizona, a first-place team or a team right there in the heart of a pennant race, goes away for quite some time again. It's the last really long road trip of the year, but it's 10 games that aren't here at home. It's 3 in Philadelphia, 3 in Atlanta, and 4 in Washington. So we'll miss you. Pitches inside, and a quick reminder over the next 3 days of this Houston series, if you bring your youngsters, any of your youngsters under 15, it's on the house. One adult paid ticket, one adult paid. A couple of guys or couples want to come and bring all their kids, bring them all. All the kids are free. Bouncing ball, could be 2. There's 1. That is a Houston Astros rout. They matched their season high with 16 hits. They played 9. A club that came in 40 games below 500. Play with a lot of pride tonight and a lot of determination. And they put the Diamondbacks in their rearview mirror from moment number 1.
We said teams like this are dangerous. Gibby said it as well. These guys are playing for their major league lives. They're trying to impress their bosses every single time they're out there. And that's a pretty sullen dugout heading back into the clubhouse.
We better get it on out to the post-game show with a lot to talk about. Now that Joe is out there, Todd is out there, Jody looking for an interview on the field. Brought to you by CenturyLink, our post-game show after this commercial break.